Hey, good evening, everyone. I'm Shavonne, your host with Expression Mode, and this is episode 8. Now, I'm looking for some guests for the rest of this year, 2022. I'm looking for guests for October, November, and December. Please get in contact with me because I'm looking for some guests so we can link up. I really want to do a group session where I still want to do some girl talk. Also want to do it's girls and guys mix up a conversation. That would be really dope. Also, I want to talk about various topics like pop culture, different topics that we can discuss, what's in and what's not, current events, stuff like that. So if you're interested, link up with me. I'll give you my contact details in a moment. Also, please submit any music to me. If you are a singer, a rapper, or if you make beats, I'm really looking for someone to provide open music for my show. I need some music, guys. I need some music, like some beats, something hot. Please come with it, all right? Also, too, so if you want to get in contact with me for more information, to be a guest, sponsor my show, again, submit music, and you can also submit content. Make sure to email me at info@ShavonneMoore.com. Again, that's info@Shavonne, SHAVONNE, Moore, MOORER.com. Make sure that you also tune in. You can watch us at grooveradiodetroit.com/media. You can live chat with us here on Groove Radio Detroit at twitch.tv/Groove Radio DET. Make sure you hit us up on our studio hotline. It's 248-854-9850. Again, that's 248-854-9850. Again, you can also check us out on our website at www.grooveradiodetroit.com. So I want to tell y'all about my camping trip that I had a couple of weeks ago up in Port Huron. I really ate good. I chilled on the beach. I really had a good time. There was a lot of RVs and trailers out there. I stayed in a tent, you guys. I stayed in a tent. When I tell you my cousin had it plushed out, it looked like it was like a dorm room or something. It was really nice. I put up my first tent for the first time. That was really, really cool to do. So also too, when I was out there, we was having like overnight, debates. I end up going to sleep like 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, really? 3 o'clock in the morning? Well, I usually go to sleep around after 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. That's the latest I go to sleep. But anyhow, so when we was out there, we had like a couple of debates. Now, I really want to bring this up. I really thought about a very hot R&B soul concert. You want to know who this soul concert needs to include? It should be, hear me out, listen, Erykah Badu, Lauryn Hill, Jill Scott, and Ledisi. I was thinking I wanted one more person, but I couldn't think who it is, but that would be a hot concert. So for all of them, it will be a very hot soul, R&B soul concert. So who I think should go first should be probably Lauryn Hill, because give enough time for people to get there, and she gonna be late, so let her go on first. Then I think it should be Ledisi that should go on after her, and then like Erykah Badu, and of course Jill Scott should close off the show. If you think that should be a different order, let me know, but that's the order I think it should go in. So also to let y'all know, any of you, like, how many states have you went to? Like, I ain't been to many, but I want to, shout out a couple of states that I've been to. I need to get my list up to 20, but these are some of the states that I've been to, or cities, of course. I've been to Vegas, Florida, Arizona. I've been to Texas. I love Toronto. I've been there several times, and of course Windsor and Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls is really nice. I've been there a couple of times when I was younger. I want to visit there again. I stayed in Texas for 3 years out of college. I stayed there. Shout out to Westheimer in the Galleria. It was really nice to stay out there, and it has really developed over the years. I mean, they have a lot more there now. And crazy enough, tell me why I have like 3 cousins that live in Texas. Funny thing is, one lives in Houston, the other one lives in Dallas, and my other cousin, she lives in Austin. How all of them gonna move to Texas and move to 3 different cities? That's wild to me. That is so freaking funny. But yeah, I have 3 different cousins that live in 3 different cities of Texas. How interesting is that? So, of course, I have my brother and my niece and nephews. They live in Arizona. They've been out there for a good minute. I just visited them a couple of months ago. Really good to see them. Oh, while I was out there, we were supposed to go to Vegas together, but that's here nor there. So I ended up going to Vegas. When I was out there, that was my first time. You know what? I'm over 30 and this is the first time I've ever been to Vegas. But anyhow, I really had a good time. I really wasn't. You never been to Vegas? Boog said he never been to Vegas. You need to go. Not yet. That's on his bucket list. He'll get there one day. But so I went there to Vegas. I never want to live there. It's too small for me. But, they say that's the city where, what stays in Vegas, stays there. So anyhow, I went there, had a good time. I went to like a variety show. This is when Usher did start his residency there. So that was cool. But I didn't get to see him when I was out there. I had other plans. And then I did see my homeboy, Brandon, and his wife. Shout out to my homies, the Tuckers. I visit them. They showed me a good time. Also, Vegas is really nice, though, but it's too small for me. Also, I do want to move to Florida. I didn't say that like 50 million times to like all my family and friends. But yes, I've been to Miami a couple of times. I love Florida. I do want to check out Fort Lauderdale because that's where I plan to move to next year. And ATL, I mean, everybody has been to ATL, Atlanta. Hot Atlanta is what they call it. Also, like I said, I need to get my list up. So that's not even 10. That's like under 10. So I do need to get my list up. Now, I do need to put some stamps in my passport, like for real. Like I hadn't had my passport for maybe, since 2000. Shoot, I didn't have my passport for a minute, and I have not put no stamps in it, so I need to get up on that. So a couple of places that I do want to go to are Greece. I really want to, visit Greece. That would be really nice. Egypt. I want to go there for more spiritual reasons. Why I want to visit there and see the pyramid. So that would be really nice to go to Egypt. Of course, I got to go to Jamaica. I've never been to Jamaica. I'm not a cruise person. I just need to throw that out there. I don't like cruises. I know a lot of people do, but I'm not a cruise ship type of person. But yeah, I do want to go to Jamaica. Some place cool, some place fun. Now, let's get into some crazy bleeping news. Like when I say crazy bleeping news, you about to like hold on to your seats when I tell you some crazy news. So, first things first. So they have it was some strippers in a nursing home. They have apologized for going into the nursing home stripping. Who even hired them to even strip in the first place? Like who? Never mind. Yeah, that was like in Taiwan or somewhere overseas. Like that's bizarre. Like that's so bizarre. Now this is some unfortunate news. It was a rape victim. She killed her abuser. She was given 5 years from killing her abuser, and she has to pay $150,000 to the abuser's family. What? Come again? She put somebody out that tried to victimize her. Like, what sense does that make? And she has to pay $150,000? Really? That's backwards to me. Oh, speaking on them same terms, tell me why in Illinois, in the state of Illinois, next year, at the top of next year, they plan on releasing inmates, prisoners, people that has done some crime. So this is from people that done homicide, first degree, arson, you name it. I'm like, yo, somebody was like, that. So they about to turn Chicago into the Purge? I guess so. That's beyond me. So that was a couple of crazy bleeping news. Like, literally, like, I'm not with all that. Ooh-wee. So let's get into some music, okay? So the hot thing right now, the City Girls Young Miami has gotten awarded BET. She's nominated for a BET Award. Congratulations to her. So, matter of fact, so what I wanted to speak on, and that was for her show, Carisha Please, on Revolt. Now, I wanted to speak on, like, our era of rappers. We have, like, Nicki Minaj, Lotto. We have Megan Thee Stallion, Cardi B. We have those type of rappers where their music is twerk music, you know, raunchy music. That's how most their music is. Whereas, like, back in when I was growing up, back in, like, the 90s, early 2000s, you had, like, Lil' Kim, Trina, Foxy Brown, Missy Elliott, Eve. Even, like, then, like, the male artists were, like, Wu-Tang Clan, Method Man, Jay-Z, DMX. You had a variety of, like, a mixture of music. And at that time, even like in the mid 2000s, we had, like, fun music, like with Lil Jon and East Side Boys. Tell me why. I mean, I still get cranked out of that music when I feel like I want to, you know, get amped. Then look like Ludacris and Little Scrappy, music like that in the mid 2000s. Even like now, like the male rappers now, you have like Little Baby, The Baby. You know, the list can go on. So I just wanted to speak how like music has really changed, really evolved from like it being very fun, you know, been during the era that, you know, I grew up in. I can't speak to the era before me because then it was, you know, the snapping and okay, whatever. But yeah, just speaking on my era. And then like now, like I'm just saying like the music has drastically switched or drastically changed, you know. But it is kind of cool because like the music is kind of like we have Lil' Kim that had just recently did a unknown song with Megan Thee Stallion, and now she's linking up with Cardi B. If anybody didn't know that, yeah, you know that now. So let's get into some favorite Netflix films that I want to talk about. So we have, and you do have to catch these because, you know, if you don't catch them, find something that you like on Netflix. But here goes some of mine. I love All American. Now, mind you, which is funny because I was thinking about this earlier. I love the show All American, but I do not like football. That is kind of backwards, I know. But I love like All American. Like, I really like that show. I have watched like all 4 seasons. I can't wait if they continue to go. I will really continue to watch it. And I end up watching All American Homecoming too. That was really good. Like, I really liked both of those shows. The Lincoln Lawyer was really good. That's on Netflix. I didn't know that they had a actual movie that came out several years ago. But yeah, the series is really good. You got to check that out. Also, it's this one show. It's an episode called Jenny and Georgina. It's about a daughter and her mother. It's wild. Y'all need to catch that. It's really good. And a really good one, a couple of like my aunt and my cousin's seen. It's called Molly's Game. Like, really catch that. Those are a couple of Netflix films and episodes that I really like. So check that out. So, okay, so let's talk about fashion. So back when, there's a couple of things I want to talk about. Because back in the day, when I was younger, and I made note of this, like, back in the day, I wanted to wear Hush Puppies. Like, those were like, those are the thing. Like, I remember going into the store. It was a store on Grand River. It's not there no more. But it's a store on Grand River and Southfield Freeway. It used to be a store there. That's one shoe. Dang. I remember everything that used to be over there that's not even there no more. But anyway, it used to be the store. I even got my dang on tap dance shoes from there. Why do I still got my tap dance shoes in the back of my closet? But, so speaking of fashion, but also speaking about hairstyles. So back in the day, I remember when women used to wear. I even wore like those what you call those French rolls. They used to be like French rolls we used to wear with the swoop. I remember those heavily on the crimps that you either wear them down or you can wear it up with the hairstyle too. Also, you remember the twist the girls used to wear? Oh my God. Like, we had so many different varieties of hairstyles, whereas now women are into like lace fronts and stuff like that. Like, even weaves were a thing then. And braids, like Tazillions. Oh my God. I remember when girls used to always wear Tazillions, or we were in the into guest and coach guest outfits, all the different colors, or the coach bags. Like that was like a big thing growing up, or even like when I was in high school. So even like when I was younger, guys will wear like high top fades. Even like when I was also like growing up, guys transitioned into wearing 360s. Like when I used to see a guy with waves, girl, man, we used to be like, oh my God, do you see his waves? Do you see his waves? Yes. So also too, do you remember the first down coats? Like everybody had to have a first down. Like that was like the thing. And then like at one point, Northland was banging. Everybody stayed at the skating rink. Like that was the thing when I was younger. And then like I remember too when probably when I was a preteen, I used to always go to the beauty supply store, and I always wanted those leggings with the t-shirts. Y'all remember those? They used to have like the different cartoon characters on them. I used to always, I want one of them outfits. And my cousin and my sister-in-law used to come home, and I'm like, oh, let's go get one of them legging outfits from the beauty supply store. Why me? I don't know why. But yeah. Okay, so let me tell you this. Guys used to wear the long white tees. Please don't bring them back. On everything I love, don't bring them white tees back, okay?
What's wrong with the
Don't bring... with the crease in the pants, please don't do that. Please don't do that.
Yep, in my white tee.
Yep, in my white tee. In my white tee. Oh my God! Like y'all, they don't know. Like this new generation, they ain't came out with nothing that's gonna be like, what? Like they on this TikTok, but I want them to come out with something that's gonna be like, what are you wearing? What is that on your head? Like we gonna have something to talk about. You know what though? When women transition out of these lace fronts and they come out with a different hairstyle, they gonna be like, you used to wear a lace front? What is that? Like, you know, it's gonna be something though. So let me talk about some self-care tips that I get into. Find you some self-care tips that can be useful for you. Take 1 to 2 days out of the week, or if it's even 1 day or 15 minutes a day, you taking self-care to yourself. Give yourself some time to breathe, relax. I mean, I know most of adulthood, we may be busy, we have jobs, we have kids. Not me, but a lot of people do. You know, you're married. You sitting in traffic all day, sit and have some me time and breathe, like literally. So some of my self-care tips, I love to paint my nails. Sleep. Yes, I like to sleep when I can. Now, mind you, I'm serious. When I used to, majority of my life, I worked either 7 days a week. I do not know how or why. Because actually this past summer I did work 7 days a week. I work my day job, which I work remotely from home. And then on the weekends, I will be downtown at the Detroit Jet Ski Rental. Shout them out. Hey. And I will work there on the weekend. But it wasn't like everything is not so tiresome on me. But I do, now that season is over, I'm able to get back into my self-care routine. Even then, I was getting my self-care routine. But now, sleep is like, okay, I can go to sleep on the weekend because I don't got to do nothing. But, so, sleep is my thing. Also, too, find a good movie. Like I said, Netflix, go to the drive-in, go to the movie theater, sleep in 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning and watch a good flick. Hey, the scary movie, something funny, action movie, anything. Journal. Always keep a journal. I say that I keep journals. I don't write a lot, but journaling is useful and helpful for some people, and some people do like it. Whether it's writing down your affirmations, writing down what you're thankful for, journaling something about that you have that you want to get off your chest, anything. It could be anything that you want to journal about. Also, read a good book. Self-care books, business books, fictional books, any type of book. So those are some of my self-care regimens, routines. Not all of them, but that's some. And I do have a couple of affirmations to share with you. Say these affirmations to yourself or come up with your own affirmations. So here go some of my affirmations. I am a money magnet. I am a money magnet. I am a money magnet. I am wealthy in every area in my life. I am wealthy in every area of my life. Abundance is my birthright. Oh, that's my favorite one. I actually got that from Arian Simone's book. On the back of her book. Well, actually, yeah, it's like an insert of affirmations. Abundance is my birthright. And my last one, I just got this from a 7-day healing webinar, is everything is always working out for me amazingly. Everything is always working out for me amazingly. So that's a couple of affirmations that I wanted to share. Now, let's get into some things I randomly wanted to speak about. So I thought it was funny. I was on my way to my show tonight, and I was like, man, I remember when I was younger, and I always wanted to marry me a Latino or a Mexican. I think that was funny. Like, how did that shift? Because how I come from wanting to marry a Latino and Mexican, now I'll be like, no, I don't want to marry no Latino. I don't really have a preference now, but I am dating, so that's good. So, that really changed, like, drastically. Like, my best friend, John, he know who he is, Jonathan, like, he's mixed. And I'm like, yeah, and that used to be, like, really cool to me. Like, oh, my God, my best friend, he's mixed. So, yeah. That's kind of cool. And so, like, a couple of things that I wanted to share, like, what I was into or what was popping, so to speak, when I was younger. Like, when me and Bug, we had talked about this last time when my guest was in, how Belle Isle used to always be popping. Like, Belle Isle was jumping, slapping. Like, it was IHOP on Jefferson when it was there. That was a spot. Fuddruckers was my thing. Like, I stayed if I can't even eat like cheeseburgers and burgers. Like people be like, yeah, let's go out to a restaurant, and I'm like, okay, but I don't never like wanted a hamburger or nothing. Like, I eat everything else but a cheeseburger or a hamburger. Like, that was a spot. And then, like, when I was younger, back in high school, people used to always go to the drag races. That was a thing. Also, too. I mean, it's just like a lot of things that we were into. Even like, we go back to like social media. Even like social media, I would say back in the mid 90s, early 2000s, matter of fact, now that I think about it, and I'm just gonna put big ups to the black community. I think we the ones that started this whole social media thing, because anybody remember Black Planet? Like, we had a social media that was like a big platform back in the day. It died down, but Black Planet was before MySpace, so it was Black Planet. Then it was MySpace. But now that you have Twitter, I'm going in that order. Then it was Twitter. Then it was Facebook. Now it's Instagram. Then it's TikTok. And then, of course, there's a couple of other ones in between there. But, like, I remember I remember being on Black Planet at one point, and I was like, what is this stuff? I created a profile for a second, but I really couldn't really dive into it as much. But I remember it being like a hot commodity. People used to talk about it all the time, and people really always wanted to be on there. Like, yeah, we networking, da-da-da, we meeting these people, blah, blah, blah. But MySpace, that was my thing, because it made me creative. It made me wanted to get into learning HTML. Like, with MySpace, it gave you the tools on how to be a graphic designer. When people weren't even into graphics like that. People was hiring people to do their graphics and stuff. So that was cool. Like, every week or every couple of days, I would change up my page and my pictures. Like, now, of course, you have Instagram, and people want to keep up with have their following, have millions of followers and people liking them. Like, things have drastically changed. But now people are getting mad because Instagram is changing their algorithm, and people are like, ain't really feeling that. I really don't care as much because I'm not really into that. And I know when that really became a thing, it started to irritate me. I'm like, man, they got algorithm now. Like, I'm not about to keep up with how to flow and how to when to talk to people. I can talk to people at this day, or I can't talk to people that day. Like, I don't got time for all that. Like, I'd rather post my content. You either see it, and then, like, the news feed is even different. A lot has really have changed with that platform, but I still like, IG is what we call it, and I'm not a TikToker, but I know a lot of people are into TikTok. Of course, the younger generation are into, TikTok. So that's a couple of, like I said, I just felt that, like, the Black community really started the whole phase of social media. Now, let's get into, like, music streams. I remember, like, what was it? LimeWire, and it was something else before LimeWire. Napster. Napster. Like, people really, like, was, like, streaming music back then, or even, like, putting the music together. Like, that was way before the Pandoras of the world and the Spotify and Amazon. Like wow. Like, things have really emerged, just like with phones, but we ain't gonna get. So, okay, let me talk about phones. So, cell phones. Okay, so I'm going all the way back. So, of course, we started with the pagers, and then it went to those big block phones, and then it went into then it went to flip phones before it became flat screens. I remember when we first merged into flat screens, we like, I remember merging over to a flat screen and be like, nah, I just got to touch on the screen. I don't want to touch the screen. Like, I remember having a flip phone. Like, why do I got to touch a screen for? Why I can't just dial? And even, like, now, it's funny to even see little kids be like, what is this phone? Like, the old rodeo phones. Like, I seen the little kid try to dial from a rodeo phone. She's like, oh my God, this is interesting. Like, oh my God, I can call you. Like, y'all gotta keep these kids in tune of what their history is. We think that this stuff is not age to us, but it's age to them, because they're like 10 and 8. You know what I'm saying? They're like young, and they like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? It's funny how things just die out so quickly. Like, that is, like, so fascinating to me. But back to these phones. So now that you have touchscreen phones, I was just reminiscing. I was just thinking about this the other day. I said it would be really funny. We get to the point where it's like we dialing in midair. Like, you know how you watch a futuristic sci-fi type of movie, and they be dialing on those screens. Like, we gonna get to the point where we'll be like, let me call her real quick. Like, it just, like what you call it, like a 3D or something, or like you just dialing in the air. Like, let me call her real quick. Like, hey, we were supposed to have flying cars. We ain't got there yet, but we probably gonna get there, but I guess one day, probably the next 10, 15, 20, 30 years. But I mean, you'd be surprised, because, like, even, like, technology is changing so much that I don't even want to talk about technology, but as far as, like, technology changes so much when it comes to devices, when it comes to the way we live, probably even what we eat, no telling. But yeah, like those are like a couple of things I wanted to talk about. Even like also too, like music, I feel like music from when I grow up, and I'm talking about local music, I was into like the Cheddar Boys and Tone Tone and KDZ, and you know, we had those local rappers. Whereas we have Sada Baby and 42 Dog, and you know, all of like the music. But it's funny how like you can turn on the radio and you be like, dang, that sound like a Detroit rapper. Like, it's funny how you can hear our sound. But I'm also noticing, and I really notice this, and I don't know if other people notice this too, like you can like some of the LA rappers be trying to sound like people from Detroit. That's my personal opinion. Or I know I'm hearing that. Let me know if y'all heard that too. Some, not all, some. But yeah, that's a couple of things that I wanted to get into. But yeah, so again, I am looking for some guests. My next episode will be next month for episode 9. That will be in October, the second Wednesday of October. And make sure again that you get in contact with me if you want to be a guest on my show. I'm always looking for guests. It can be up to 2 to 3 guests or 1. Like, again, I really want to talk about some interesting topics. I want to get into a really good, engaging conversation with a couple of folks. Like, we got some stuff to talk about. Like, come on, come through. Also, too, again, you can also dial in on our studio hotline. Again, that's 248-854-9850. And are we opening up for the studio hotline? Is there anyone on the hotlines or no? No, not tonight. Okay. Again, how you can reach me? You can reach me at info@ShavonneMoore.com. That's INFO at ShavonneMoore.com. That's ShavonneMoore.com. All right. So yeah, that's how you can get in contact with me. Now, so this thing with the state of these abortion rights, I'm so not with all that. Like, that's all I'm going to say. I'm not with that. Also, too, there has been, like, several things going on within, you know, different, it's just always things changing. So that really baffles me. So I've talked about a couple of things tonight, from music, my favorite Netflix, fashion. Again, get into some self-care. You know, also find some affirmations that will stick truly to yourself. When you start speaking affirmation to yourself, and I've also heard that don't try to have that positive, negative type of conversation with yourself or thought pattern, so to speak. Like, oh, I'm being positive towards myself, but also in the back of my mind, I'm being negative. So try to correct that if you ever having that issue. Also, too, I hope to plan to have an interview with the Black Speakers Network, which is a network that I'm a part of as a public speaker. I hope to have an interview with them within the next month. Also, too, they have a Motivational Monday. You will hope to see me on one of their Motivational Monday series coming up, hopefully. Also, too, I just signed on to a private club. We're going to be going to a couple of events. I can't wait to show more about that on my IG and my Facebook. Also, if you're following me on Facebook, make sure to get in contact with me so I can add you to my Facebook group, eXpression. So make sure that you contact me if you're ever interested in following my group. Also, too, connect with us here at Groove Radio Detroit. It's a lot of different shows. Of course, Boog has a daily show in the morning. Y'all be catching him? Yes, tune in to Boog. Yes, and his whole squad. Okay. Oh, and then I know y'all. Well, so the four niggas. Is that what they call the four? I thought it was the four kings. Who are they?
Oh, you talking about three?
It's three. See, I called them four. It's three. He said the who? Sorry, that's the name of the show. I didn't say it. That's what they call themselves. So I thought it said. Well, I'm calling them the three kings. They don't know what I'm talking about. They're the three kings. They're on every Saturday. What, 7 or 8?
8. At
8. Make sure y'all tune into them. This is Groove Radio Detroit. I'm trying to hook y'all up on some shows that be popping on our network. Okay. So yes, please tune in. So yeah, I really want to go camping again. I was having a conversation with somebody that I do want to visit Niagara Falls. Like I said before, I do want to visit there again. Like I really like it. Oh, my friend just went to New York, and she went to Canada, to the Caribana. I've always wanted to be a Caribana girl. I really didn't want to put that out there until I was one, but I want to be a Caribana girl one day. So you're gonna see me with all the feathers and the I'm be all decorative and stuff and looking cute. I really want to do that one day. That would be so hot. That's like on my list. Also too, I told my cousin, because she and her husband and her kids are always going somewhere. I really want to go. I want to have like a date night, with group date nights, or group trips with other couples. I really think that would be really fun. Like we go on a group cruise, or group trips, or group outings. That would be really dope. Like to have to go with other couples. That would really be really fun. So I told my potential boo that, yeah, just recently. So anyway, my potential boo. I told him that. So also too, what are some fashion, what are we? Okay, so I know a couple of years, a lot of girls wasn't into jumpsuits. It's so funny. Like my sense of style, I like to dress nice in my own way, and I remember a couple of years ago, this was at Tux and Chucks. I wore this burgundy all one piece jumpsuit. It was cute, from one of my favorite stores that don't even exist anymore. But what was it called? I can't even recall it right now. Once I let y'all know. But so I went to that store to get this one piece outfit, and lo and behold, just within this last year or two, everybody's wearing one pieces, like one, bodysuits and stuff. I'm like, I was already on that like years ago. Ain't that crazy? But yeah, I'm really I missed the Kim and Kendrick Soul concert. I missed that. I did go to the SWV, Jagged Edge, and Brownstone concert. That was really nice. I heard that there was a couple of issues at the venue that they need to get their sound together, so I hope they get that together before this year's out, or very quickly. I don't know what the issue is with that, but I hope that gets resolved. But I used to always be at concerts. Like, what are some of the you want to know my very first concert? My very first concert was Immature. It was Immature and Monica. I remember that, being at the Fox Theater. And lo and behold, too, we used to take pictures in front of those backdrops. You know, when they used to have the graffiti? Don't even get me started there. That's like an 80s, 90s thing. Like, we used to take pictures in front of backdrops. That's crazy. But anyway, that was one of my very first concerts that I went to when I was real little. What's another concert I've been to? I went to that, I went to the Best of Both Worlds concert. That's when they got rid of that other guy, but I ain't gonna say his name because I don't want to say his name. But anyway, it was Jay-Z. It was Jay-Z, and I remember seeing T.I. And this is when T.I. was popping. Well, he's still popping, but T.I. was really hot at the time. He was first getting out, and I was looking at his chain. I was like, oh my God, like his chain was glistening. That's when guys were really into those sparkly chains, so to speak, and to the grills back in them day too. But anyway, that's the Paul Wall. A lot of people probably don't even know a lot of them people like Paul Wall and stuff. He from Texas. Anyway, so I went to that concert. What other concerts have I been to? I've never been to a comedy show, like a live comedy show. Like I've been to like open mics and stuff, or like poetry nights, but I never, like, I love Deion Cole. I want to see DC Young Fly. It's a concert, a comedy show that's coming up with B. Simone, D. Ray Davis, and who else? Just hilarious. Like, that's going to be in October. I really want to go see that. That would be really cool. But yeah, I like Deion Cole. He's funny. I remember when Cat Williams was hot. Everybody stayed wanting to go see Cat Williams. Okay. Mike Epps been here a couple of times. A lot of people that do come here, they come a couple of times. Ain't that kind of weird? Within the same year, they'll come like 2 or 3 times. Like, dang, you were just here. Like our city is really big on Jeezy. Everybody loved them some Jeezy. Yeah. We love food. We stay at the Coney Island. What else is Detroit good for? When you used to like, well, of course, what else? But anyway, that's just a couple of things I want to address. So, also too, give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Here's another. I want to see, was there any other concerts that I went to? I did go, you know what? I did go see Anita Baker a whole decade ago. This is when she was at DTE. I went to that concert. I really wanted to go to that concert so bad. I really had a good time. My coworkers had an extra ticket, and I ended up going, and that's when she was at DTE Energy Theater out in Clarkston. Which reminds me, I used to live out there. And when I tell you they have really changed, I mean, like, everything have, like, really changed every 10, 15 years in most places. But they built up a lot out there. And I remember, that's another thing. I used to work at the Palace of Auburn Hills when they were there. When the Pistons had the, we had it going on. But that was there, nor there. Anyway. I used to go to concerts a lot. I used to stay at a concert. Like, I love going to concerts, which I speak of very often, as you can see. Also, too, like, let me see. What are the couple of things I want to get to before this year is out? I want to get another public speaking show. I want to do another public speaking conference or seminar. I do want to get some mentors together where we're providing mentorship, like a mentorship event for the youth. I want to organize that together. I know a couple of people I have talked to that I do need to get some. I have a couple of males, but I do need to get some females to be a part of that. So that will be really cool. I haven't been to the club in a minute. I know, like, in my younger years, we stayed at the club. Shoot, how many clubs did we have? We had, Club Envy. We had the Zoo Bar. I liked the Zoo Bar. That was hot. Of course, everybody stayed they had St. Andrews. It used to be Plan B, Nice, Truth, or is it Trust? One of them, Truth. Shoot, the White House. It used to be a different name. I mean, we had so many clubs. We used to have so many clubs. But yeah, it's more so like what we say now. We this is how we say it. We do brunch. We don't do clubs. We do brunch. That's how they say it. So but yeah, that's really cool. Like, me and my cousin was saying this recently. Before it get cold, we want to do a rooftop, like go to a rooftop venue. That would be really nice to do. But yeah, that's a couple of things too. Again, if you want to get in contact with me, contact me. You can contact me on Instagram, Facebook, or email me. And again, my Instagram is Shavonne So Savvy. Make sure to add me, follow me, come get at a girl. Like, come holler at me. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Facebook at Shavonne Ann. And also, I'm on LinkedIn if you want to do some business with me. That's linkedin.com/IN/Shavonne Moore. You can just look me up by my first and last name. I'm on LinkedIn. Also, too, I have a link tree. So if you go to my Instagram and select my, look in my bio, look at my link tree. I have my profile from the Black Speakers Network. Also have the brand strategist video introducing myself. Have the video clip from when I was a feature extra in the block party. I have my business. I do have, which is called Social Savvy Global Brands, which I provide. I was going to get into as far as it is social media management. Again, that's Savvy Global Brands. I provide virtual assistants as well, brand consulting, event production, and also public speaking. So make sure you go onto my link tree so you can follow my business page. Also, and check out my website. My business page is Savvy GB officially, and my business Twitter is Savvy GB. Again, so if you can, again, go into my bio on my Instagram, check out my link tree. Yeah, to get familiar and know more and get to know me. All right. So yeah, that's how you can get in contact with me. And my email is info at ShavonneMoore.com. I gave that to y'all a couple of times, so you should have it written down. All right. So yeah, I'm always looking for guests, always looking for sponsors. Anyone that want to sponsor my show, submit music or content. I'm really looking for some music that's gonna really spunk up my show, like, you know. Yeah, because we be clapping, cheering me on as we get my show started. But I like to hear somebody singing, a rap beat, an instrumental beat, like something hot. Like, make sure to submit some music to me. Like, I really want to see what I can, figure out and, get into what I could add to the show. Also, too, I do want a couple of guests for the remainder of the year. That would be really nice. Even into 2023, that would be cool. Yeah. So yeah, I know I did say I want to move to Florida, so I want to check that out. A good thing, my job did say that I could move without any issues, which that is really cool. So I, focusing on my remote job during the day, and then I do my business. Also, whenever I can fill in for some gigs, I do that. I've always liked to find out different things to get into if, I'm always doing something. I find out a couple of ideas if, I'm low on things to get into. I'll look up some ideas on Groupon or Eventbrite if there's a couple of things I want to get into. I know I was speaking about, have you ever heard of, what is it called? Bubble football. So it's like people are into this like clear bubble thing that's wrapped over their body, and you're like human footballs. You can look that up on Google and see what I'm talking about. It looks really fun. And I want to do throw some darts. I want to go arching. That would be really fun. Like I like doing different things. I also, before when the winter get here, I want to go snowmobiling. I've been saying that a couple of times. I want to try that. I do want to go horseback riding in the water. That will be really fun. Like, you have to do that overseas or something like that. Yeah, so that's a couple of things that I want to get into, or a couple of things that will be going on with me here to come. And let me see, is there anything else that I got going on? Again, like I said, I did recently join a private club, so I have a couple events that I may be going to that I can, share more about what I'll be doing. Actually, Bug and Shavonne has a show, a masquerade. I can't wait to get nice for that. I got to get a mask. Where can I get a mask from? I got to go on Amazon. They say that now. Get it. You can go on Amazon. You can go on Amazon for everything. Yeah, so I got to get a mask and a pretty dress. That would be nice. How much is it to get in? Do you know yet? Or are you still rashing out the details?
Yeah, we still working on it.
Okay. I can't wait. We gonna have a masquerade. So what area is it in? Is it gonna be in Southfield? I know it's gonna be at a hall, but where? Do you know?
No, it's gonna be at an event space.
Where?
Probably in Hamtramck.
Oh, Hamtramck. Okay. I'll be trying to know where I'm going sometimes. That's why I'll be asking. Yeah. Who hit me up on? Okay, Detroit Jet Ski Rental. I was wondering who was liking my page right now. Okay, but yeah, looking at my phone. So yeah, so I can't wait till I'm always like trying to find different things to do, and I love supporting my friends and the team, of course. But yeah, I just recently supported my homie Jay Bell. He's a comedian, and his wife. I went to their show last Wednesday. They had a show. It was really, really nice at Punchline. Punchline is always having shows frequently, I believe every Wednesday there. So it was really nice to see them. I'm always out supporting him. I like supporting my friends. But yeah, what else? I was supposed to, me and my homegirl was supposed to go up to Torch Lake. We couldn't make it up there because I couldn't go, but that was the same week that I went camping. What else? I tell you, I be doing so many different things. So, also too, so I'm trying to think. What else do I be getting into? Yeah. I'm trying to think what else I'll be getting into. Oh, I did go to a couple of months ago. I haven't been to the drive-in. Like, I haven't been to the drive-in in so long. I know that downtown, they do have a drive-in where it's seasonal. So I think that was really cool. It's right on, like, not too far from Monroe, across from where they have the outdoor skating and the outdoor basketball. So I always thought that was kind of cool. And Detroit is really, like, amping up, like, downtown. Like, every time you go down there, turn around, you be like, what is this? Where'd that come from? What's this restaurant? What's that? And of course, they just opened up the Gucci store. And shout out to Detroit versus Everybody. They collaborated together. They have a line that's out. They have a couple of items in their store. You need to go check that out if you haven't done so already. But yeah, I thank you all for tuning in tonight at Expression Mode. I really thank you all. I make sure that you tune in with me next month, October. Never know what I have up my sleeve. Never know who may be the guest or what I may be coming in talking about. But yeah, make sure to follow me on my pages on Instagram, Facebook, and my LinkedIn. Check me out on my link tree if you want to see more videos of me. Oh, also too, I do recap my shows on YouTube. If you ever want to see any recap of any of the episodes, they are on my YouTube channel, along with any other content that I may put on there. So yeah, check that out. Yeah.